Prayer can freshen you up every evening and send you out renewed each morning. You can receive guidance in problems if prayer is allowed to permeate your subconscious, the seat of the forces which determines whether you take the right or wrong actions. Prayer has the power to keep your reactions correct and sound. Prayer driven deeply into your subconscious can remake you. It releases and keeps power flowing freely. Hey guys, welcome to today's episode of The Power of Positive Thinking. Now, today we are doing chapter 4, and chapter 4 says, Try prayer power. Try prayer power. So, in your times of trouble, what do you do? In times where you are confused, where you don't know what to do, where you don't know the next action to take, where you are caught up in a situation or in a position where you are so confused, you are so conflicted, like you are torn between making this choice or that choice. What do you do? What is your next line of action? Prayer can keep you grounded. Prayer can give you the answers. Prayer will give you the answers to so many things. There is a difference between spending real time in the presence of God than, doing, let me just pray and get up and start going. When you spend quality time in the presence of God, it releases something inside of you you didn't even know was there before. It releases something inside of you never imagined you had. That is the power of prayer. Prayer opens doors. Prayer changes things. To assure something worthwhile happening, first pray about it and test it according to God's will. Then print a picture of it in your mind as happening, holding the picture firmly in consciousness. Continue to surrender the picture to God's will. That is to say, put the matter in God's hands and follow God's guidance. It is one thing to expect something from God, and it is another thing to believe it happening or to see it happening. When you pray for something, when you ask God for something, you make a mental picture of it. Say you are believing God for upliftment or for a promotion, or you are believing God for financial breakthrough, you are believing God for a baby, you've been praying for years for a baby, whatever it is you're believing God for. Imagine, like, after praying about it, you make a mental picture. To take it even further, you print out a picture, right, of what you are believing God for, and you keep it before your eyes. Because whatever you constantly see, you believe. Whatever you feed your eyes on, you believe. So you wake up in the morning and you look at that picture. You remind yourself, like, there is a flicker of hope that goes off in you. You remind yourself that God is working it out. To even take it further, you go ahead to say you are expecting a baby from God. You are believing God to, bless you with the fruit of the womb. To take it a step further, you go and you start buying baby clothes. You start buying baby things. I remember back in 2023, December 2023, I had on the 25th of December, right? I had this elaborate lunch with my siblings. I invited them over to my house, and I was like, that this is the last Christmas meal I'm going to have with you guys. That come December 2024, I'm not going to be here with you guys. I'm going to be with my husband. My husband was living in another country then. So, like, I told my siblings, I made so many dishes because this is something that we've been praying for like what, 5 years. I prepared so many dishes. I didn't know how it was going to happen. To be honest, I had no idea. And come 2025, we faced a lot of challenges that tested my faith. But 2024 December, I made, like, oh my God, I was so stressed out after that day because I think I made up to 10 meals. So I was like, I invited my sisters over and I'm so grateful they came. I was like, this is the last meal I'm going to have with you guys here. That come December 2024, that I'm not going to be with you guys. I'm going to be with my husband, with my family, all of us united together as a family. But I didn't know how it was going to happen. The only thing I know is that I am believing God for a miracle. I am believing God for a breakthrough. And I know that He will come through for me. Because let's be honest, for me personally, there has never been a time I called on the name of God and He didn't answer. So I've sort of built that faith in Him, despite the fact that sometimes it takes a lot of time. Sometimes it takes years, to be sincere. For this particular thing that I was praying for, it took 5 years. There are times where I would cry, there are times where I would complain, but at the end of the day, I still go back to God in prayer. So, what am I saying? When you walk on your faith, when you walk on your faith, like when you put your faith to action, the Bible said that without faith we cannot please God. So it is one thing to be expectant of a miracle, to expect something from God and all that. It's another thing to have faith, to believe that this thing you are praying for is going to happen. I remember early this year, there was a time when I was, going through some things where I was, battling so much emotionally. I didn't know what to do. I felt so alone. We just moved here to this new country. I didn't have any friends or, someone I could get close to. So it was so overwhelming. It was too much. Like I have tried everything I knew I could. I've tried cheering myself up. I've tried, talking myself out of whatever it was that was wrong with me, or whatever it was that I thought was wrong with me. I tried literally everything I knew. I would wake up, talk to myself, like literally everything. And as much as it worked, but I didn't know how to keep it going. So from time to time, I would still find myself in that pit of loneliness, in that pit of, feeling alone. So one day I was just so tired. I was so overwhelmed. I was just lying on my bed, and I remember putting on this YouTube video. I was listening to one preacher. So after watching his videos, it felt as though he was talking to me directly. It felt as though like there was a reason why I turned on that video that morning. So I remember after watching the video, I took a deep breath, and as I was lying down on my bed, you know, I poured out my heart to God. I didn't know where that need or that urgency came from. But all I know was at that point, I was pouring out my heart to God. I was asking God to help me, that I'm so tired. Like I wasn't even, the most surprising part of it all is that I wasn't even praying out loud. I was praying in my heart, like I wasn't using words, but I could feel the weakness in my body, because in my body and in my soul and in my mind, because I was so tired of feeling so alone. I was missing my sisters, I was missing my friends back home. Like it felt as though, like, as much as I had my family, I have my kids, I have my husband, but somehow it didn't feel enough. So I remember lying on my bed, and for the first time I was sincerely pouring out my heart to God. As I was lying there, I told God to please help me. Please help me, God. I am tired. I am tired of feeling alone. I am tired of having this burden in my heart. I didn't even know what the burden was. But all I know was that I felt so heavy. I felt so heavy. So I asked God to please help me. You are the only one that can help me. You are the only one. Right now, you are the only one I'm looking to for help, for guidance, for assistance. Help me, Lord. Please, whatever you can do for me, I need to come out of this. Like as I was saying this prayer in my heart, I was actually crying. I was actually crying because at this point, I was so tired. I was so fed up. So I was asking God to please help me. Please help me, God. You are the only one that can help me. You are the only one that can lift this burden off of me. You know, I was just lying there and I was praying. I was asking God. Like, I think I remember the major word I was using that day was, God, help me, Lord, help me, Lord, help me. Like, I kept saying it over and over and over and over. Lord, help me, help me, help me. I am tired. I am tired. Help me, lift me up. You are the lifter of my head. Lift me up. Like anything that came to mind, I would tell God. I did it repeatedly. So I think in the process of saying this prayer in my heart, I slept off, right? And when I woke up, I felt this lightness in my spirit. And I hadn't felt that way in a very long time. But for the first time, I felt so light in my spirit. I felt like I could conquer the world. I felt like there was nothing thrown my way that could bring me down again, because at that moment I felt like a superwoman. I felt like I could conquer anything. Like I have the power of God flowing in me. But literally, like seriously, that was what I felt like. I had the power of God flowing inside of me. Like I could do anything. I could conquer anything. That was what I felt. And it was true. It was genuine. Because all of a sudden I woke up and I couldn't even remember what it was that put me in that moment of desperation. I felt so good. I felt for the first time in months, I felt so light. I felt so liberated. That is what the power of prayer can do for you. Prayer changes a lot of things. It turns things around. I know that it's very difficult to pray in some certain situations, or some certain circumstances. You feel like God has abandoned you. You feel like God is not hearing you. You feel like God is too far. I've felt like that. But then when you are able to, sort of find your feet back or find your faith again, you realize that, I don't know, how do I put it? Like, God allows some things to happen for a reason. And when you find that reason, you are able to genuinely say, thank you, Lord. You are able to appreciate Him despite the fact that it has been difficult, it's been stressful, it's been emotionally and mentally draining. But in that moment where you have finally come to sort of accept or understand the reason why God allowed this to happen, you are able to genuinely say thank you. You are able to go down on your knees, because you've come to a point where you understand that as much as this wasn't a very pleasant situation or a very pleasant condition, but God had a very good reason for why He allowed it to happen. And for that reason, you are grateful. For that reason, you have no other choice than to be grateful, than to say, thank you, Lord. It says here that when you send out a prayer for another person, you employ the force inherent in a spiritual universe. You transport from yourself to the other person a sense of love, helpfulness, support, a sympathetic, powerful understanding. And in this process, you awaken vibrations in the universe through which God brings to pass the good objectives prayed for. It is one thing to always pray for yourself. You are always asking God for something. You are always expecting God to do something for you, to come through for you. You are sort of caught up in your problems, in whatever it is that is going on in your life. You kind of start saying this selfish prayer, sort of. You are always so focused on yourself. You are always so focused on the problem that is going on in your life, that you are not seeing, or you are not understanding that this other person needs prayer. And that is the power of intercession. When you intercede for someone, you find out that indirectly, or whatever it is you call it, you are like sowing a seed, right? You are sowing a seed. It's just like alms giving every month or every week, or however you want to do it. Despite the fact that you're going through a hard time, or the economy is hard, you are not making enough to keep yourself afloat. But you understand that there are people in the community who need that help more than you. You have a roof over your head. There are people who don't have a roof over their heads. But then you give alms, you give something to them, maybe every once a month, every once in 2 months, no matter how many times you do it, you are planting a seed. And by doing that, you are more like telling God, Lord, I am doing my part. It is time for you to do yours. So it is not just always about us being so engrossed in ourselves, in our problems. Sometimes we have to look outside of ourselves. Sometimes we understand that there are people in the community. It may not just be money, it may not just be anything you are giving. It could be your prayers. It could be understanding that as much as you don't have financial assistance to render to this person or to these people, you can render something that doesn't cost you anything, and that is prayer. You can go in your secret place and you pray an honest prayer, a heartfelt prayer. You are asking God to help this person. You are asking God because when you do something like that, you find out that, I don't know for what it does for me. Whenever I see a very heartfelt, sincere prayer for someone, it sort of makes me feel like I am rendering a help that's the type of help that money cannot buy for this person. Because let's be honest, at that point, I may not have money to give them. I may not have financial assistance to render. I may not be there physically, to help them. Maybe they are going through a hard time, they are mourning their loved one, stuff like that. I may not be there to support physically, but by saying that prayer for them, asking God to raise men for them, asking God to help them, financially, in whatever way that He can, I feel this sense of fulfillment inside of me that I have contributed something. And when I hear, oh, when I call this person, oh, how is it going? Maybe how is your wedding preparation going? How are you feeling emotionally? And they say, oh, I'm feeling better today. I'm so glad. Today I feel better. Today I feel lighter. I get this sense that God has answered my prayers, that God heard me, and through my prayers, this person has been helped. Through my prayer, this person is feeling better. So there are so many ways that we can help people. There are so many ways we can help our friends, our family members. It may not always be financial, even though people would rather expect you to give them financial support than when you pray. But they don't also understand that, with your prayers, you are pushing people, you are pushing helpers their way just by saying that prayer for them. Just by going down on your knees and asking God to help them, you are pushing the universe to help them. You are asking God to provide helpers for these people. I hope that today's discussion has been very helpful. I hope that it's been very good. I hope that you've been able to learn a thing or two about prayer. Sometimes when you're going through a difficult time, when you're facing difficulties, when you're facing challenges, maybe you should really, really try the power of prayer. Maybe you should just go down on your knees, lie on your bed, whatever it is you do, however you feel comfortable, and talk to God. You'll be surprised at how much He cares. You'll be surprised at how much He will listen to you. Prayer does a lot. I don't know about you, but I know that it has done a lot for me personally. Prayer has aided my life growth. It has opened doors for me that I did not knock on. It has revealed to me my strength and my weaknesses. It has really, really done a lot for me. And I know that it will do a lot for you. The power of prayer is marvelous. Like, you can never truly experience the true powers of prayer until you pray. So I encourage you today, whatever it is you're going through, whatever hard times you are going through, whatever difficulties you are going through, I encourage you today to pray. Get in your comfortable position. You can be walking on the road and you are praying. You can be cooking and you are praying. You can be getting dressed for work and you are praying. You can be walking and you are praying. It doesn't necessarily have to be when you have to go down on your knees. You can talk to God anywhere and He will listen. God is everywhere. It's not just one place. It's not just in that place where you kneel down and pray. God is everywhere. So I encourage you today to pray. I encourage you today to talk to God. Whatever it is you're going through, whatever difficulty you're going through, you're facing, I encourage you today to pray to God, and you'll be amazed at how He will come through for you. So he listed out the 10 rules for getting effective results from prayer. So there are 10 rules for getting effective results from prayer. So as usual, I'm going to write it in the description box. You check the description box after the video. I'm going to write it all out for you to, take a screenshot of or write out on your own time, at your own time. So we are going to do that. Thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you for listening to me. I hope you are getting encouraged from my videos. I hope you are getting um your money's worth from my videos. If you like more of this, please don't forget to share with your friends. Don't forget to like. Don't forget to leave your comments. It gives me encouragement. It lets me know that I am getting through to someone. Thank you so much for staying with me. Thank you for listening to me. I will see you in my next video. Until then, bye.